Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the last few weeks talking to a handful of off-grid families, tiny house builders, and a couple of RV owners who have finally moved past the cheapest battery mindset, and what kept coming up was the same regret: the cheap lead-acid or low-cost lithium packs that look great on paper end up losing capacity after a few months, leaving you in the dark when the sun isn't shining. That's why I wanted to see if the OAE 51.2V 320Ah LiFePO4 pack actually delivers the kind of reliability that makes the higher price feel like a smarter buy. First off, the biggest hesitation I hear is, do I really need a 16.4 kWh battery? For many people, the answer is yes, but only if the rest of the system can actually make use of that energy. I talked to a tiny house couple in Oregon who run a 5 kilowatt solar array. Their daily consumption hovers around 8 kilowatt-hours, and they wanted enough stored power to get through a cloudy weekend without pulling the generator. With a 320Ah pack at 51.2V, they get a usable 1,415 kilowatt-hours after accounting for the 1,015% depth-off discharge buffer that LiFePO4 recommends. In real life, that translates to 3 full days of lights, a refrigerator, a small electric heater, and a laptop charger, all without ever touching their backup generator. That's the kind of real-world confidence you can't get from a $200 deep-cycle lead-acid box that drops voltage fast and needs frequent topping up. The OAE battery comes with a built-in 200A BMS, which is more than just a safety feature. It actively balances each cell and protects against overcharge, overdischarge, and temperature spikes. The owners I spoke to all noted that the BMS gave them peace of mind when they were charging from a solar controller that can occasionally push higher currents during peak sun. The pack also streams data over Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, letting you watch voltage, current, state of charge, and health metrics from a phone app. In practice, that means you can see in real time whether your solar panels are actually filling the battery or if you're accidentally drawing more than the BMS allows during a power-out event. For anyone who likes to tinker or simply wants to avoid the guesswork of dead battery anxiety, that visibility is a genuine advantage. Now, let's talk about the practical drawbacks. The first one is weight. At roughly 600 pounds, this isn't something you can casually move around your garage. Installation usually requires a sturdy frame, a pallet jack, and at least 2 people to lift it safely. If you're an RV owner who expects to swap batteries between trips, you'll quickly realize this pack is designed for a fixed installation rather than a portable setup. The second issue is cost. A 320Ah LiFePO4 pack runs well into the 4-figure range, which can be a deal-breaker for hobbyists on a shoestring budget. The high upfront price is offset, however, by the fact that you're looking at 3,000+ charge cycles before you see any noticeable capacity fade. For a family planning to stay off-grid for a decade, that translates to far fewer replacements and less waste compared to traditional AGM or gel batteries that need swapping every 23 years. Compatibility is another hidden trade-off. The pack's nominal 51.2V means you'll need an inverter that can handle that voltage range, and most off-the-shelf 48V inverters will either not recognize the battery or operate outside their optimal window. A few of the interviewees had to upgrade to a 50-55V compatible inverter, which added another $200-$500 to their system cost. If you already have a 48V setup, you'll need to verify that your charge controller can accept the slightly higher voltage without tripping. It's not a deal-breaker, but it does require a bit of planning before you pull the plug. Who should seriously consider this pack? If you're building a permanent off-grid system, tiny house, cabin, or a solar-only home and you have a solar array that can regularly feed 5 kilowatts or more, the OAE battery's capacity and deep cycle rating make it a solid backbone. It's also a good fit for small commercial applications like a remote telecommunication tower or a backup power bank for a workshop that runs CNC machines for several hours a day. The real win is in scenarios where you want to run high-draw devices, like an electric water heater or a 2 kilowatts air conditioner, for extended periods without resorting to a diesel generator. Who should skip it? If you're looking for a lightweight, portable power source for camping trips, a 320Ah pack is overkill and will just sit unused most of the time. Likewise, if your solar budget caps at around 1 kilowatt and you only need to run a few lights and a phone charger, a smaller 12V or 24V LiFePO4 module will be more cost-effective. Finally, if you're on a strict budget and can tolerate the maintenance of lead-acid batteries, the cheap route may still make sense. Just be prepared for a shorter lifespan and more frequent replacements. One of the strengths that keeps coming up is the low self-discharge rate. In the tests I saw, the OAE pack lost less.